The People's Republic of China is ramping up its espionage efforts against the United States and its allies in the Indo-Pacific region, a move that many observers believe is aimed at preparing for a potential conflict in the area, particularly regarding Taiwan. Recently, a former US Army intelligence analyst was convicted of spying for the PRC, having provided sensitive information between 2022 and 2024. This included insights on military lessons drawn from the ongoing Russian Ukraine war, which the PRC is likely using to bolster the capabilities of its People's Liberation Army for the modern combat scenarios. Notably, PLA officers have been reported visiting Russian occupied regions in the Ukraine to gain first hand experience of the frontline operations. They are particularly interested in the tactics that have proven effective, such as the use of drones to target high value assets. These lessons are crucial for shaping the PRC's military doctrine and strategy, especially in the event of an invasion of Taiwan. In addition to military insights, the analyst also leaked information about US military exercises conducted in the South Korean and the Philippines, which has raised concerns about the PRC espionage in these nations. South Korea, for instance, has struggled to prosecute suspected spies due to legal limitations that only pertain to threats from North Korea. Meanwhile, the PRC has dismissed the allegations of espionage as the exaggerated claims by the South Korean authorities. Taiwan is also experiencing surge of PRC espionage, which is believed to exceed previous estimates of around 5,000 spies operating within the island. In response, Taiwan's government under President William Lai Ching is intensifying its counter-espionage measures, particularly targeting individuals within the military. Recent protests against Lai's administration by the opposition Kuomintang KMT revealed a deeply divided political landscape with calls for his resignation echoing amidst accusation of authoritarianism. The KMT's rhetoric plays into the PRC's broader narrative, which seeks to frame Lai and the ruling Democratic Progressive Party as oppressive. This tactic not only lends credence to PRC propaganda but also risks diminishing public trust in Lai's government as it contends with both external threats from China and internal political strife. On the cross-strait front, the PRC has reacted strongly to the US military activities in the Taiwan Straits. The recent transit of the USS William P. Lawrence through the strait prompted accusations from PLA officials that the US is provoking tensions and misrepresenting the situation. The PRC ongoing strategy appears to focus on isolating Taiwan diplomatically and undermining its partnership with the United States. In addition, the PRC has increased its maritime presence, conducting incursions into restricted areas near Taiwan, which are viewed as attempts to normalize aggressive posturing and deplete Taiwanese resources. This military strategy, coupled with frequent incursions into Taiwan's air defense identification zone, reflects a broader campaign of the intimidation aimed at deterring Taiwan sovereignty. Across the region, the PRC is also leveraging its geopolitical relationships. In Southeast Asia, for instance, tensions are rising as Chinese Coast Guard personnel are reported to have landed on the disputed Sandy Cay in the Spratly Islands, challenging Philippines' territorial claims. This coincides with growing military cooperation between the US and the Philippines as the latter seeks to bolster its defense amid increasing PRC assertiveness. Meanwhile, the PRC's relationship with North Korea is also not worthy, with North Korea acknowledging its involvement in Russian military operations, which may indicate a strengthening of ties between Pyongyang and Moscow. This partnership could pose a challenging to US interest in the region as North Korea's military enhancements, including the unveiling of a new destroyer, add complexity to the security landscape. In summary, the PRC's espionage activities, military maneuvers, and diplomatic strategies are all part of broader effort to solidify its influence in the Indo-Pacific while undermining the US alliances and Taiwan's sovereignty. As political tensions escalate both domestically in Taiwan and regionally across Southeast Asia, the implications of these developments will be felt far and wide as nations navigate the increasingly complex dynamics of power in the region. Well, it seems Taiwan had quite a wake up call on Saturday morning by 6 a.m. local time. They detected not one, not two, but many sorties of People's Liberation Army aircraft sitting about like over caffeinated pigeons. And as if that wasn't enough, there were also People's Liberation Army's Navy vessels and one ship just casually cruising around Taiwan. Talk about an uninvited naval party. Now here's the kicker. All aircraft decided to play a little game of hopscotch and crossed the median line of the Taiwan Strait, strutting right into Taiwan's northern and southwestern air defense identification zone. It's like they saw a no trespassing sign and thought challenge accepted. In response to the aquatic and aerial Schengen, Taiwan's armed forces sprang into action, deploying their own aircraft, naval ships, and coastal missile systems to keep an eye on the situation. Because, let's face it, no one wants a surprise party when they are not on the guest list. The recent activities surrounding Taiwan's airspace and maritime boundaries should be wake up call for everyone concerned about regional security. Up to 6 a.m. today, staggering 34 sorties of People Liberation Army aircraft accompanied by 8 vessels from the People Liberation Army, Navy and one official ship were detected operating in close proximity to Taiwan. This level of military engagement is unprecedented and raises serious questions about the intentions of the Chinese government. In response to the escalating threat, Taiwan's ruling party has taken a provocative stance to mitigate the risk associated with potential espionage. According to report by Radio Free Asia, the party has mandated its members declare their travel plans before visiting China, especially targeting trips to Hong Kong and Macau. This policy is not just a precaution, it reflects an urgent need to safeguard national security in a climate where Chinese spying poses a tangible risk. It is imperative that we understand the implications of these developments. The increasing military presence around Taiwan serves as a stark reminder of the delicate balance of power in the region. As citizens, we must advocate for transparency and vigilance in our government's response to such threats. The decision to implement travel declarations underscores the necessity of prioritizing national security over diplomatic niceties. Failure to acknowledge this reality could lead to dire consequences not just for Taiwan but for the entire region. We must engage in open dialogue about these issues, ensuring that everyone recognizes the importance of safeguarding our democratic values and national integrity in the face of external pressures. The time for complacency has long passed. It is time to act decisively and strategically. In the face of rising global tensions, successive Japanese leaders have issued a clarion call. Taiwan could very well become the next Ukraine. The specter of Xi Jinping potentially mimicking Vladimir Putin's aggressive maneuvers looms large, threatening to plunge the world into a new proxy war that could have far-reaching consequences. Yet while this may seem like a distant concern, from over 2,000 kilometers away in Tokyo, the Japanese government is resolutely taking action. They are embarking on the most significant military build-up since the Second World War, with plans to double the defense budget by 2027 AD and to dramatically enhance the operational capabilities of the Japanese self-defense forces. This is not merely a response to a hypothetical scenario, it is a provocative stance towards safeguarding peace and stability in an uncertain world. As we witness these developments, let us inspired by the Japan's commitment to securing a brighter future for all. By investing in defense and fostering collaboration, we can collectively work towards a world where peace prevails and the lessons of history guide us towards a harmonious coexistence. Together we can rise above the challenges and build a safer, more united global community. As China ramps up its military pressure on Taiwan, it's fascinating to reflect on a time when tensions were even more intense. Back in the fall of 1958, the world teetered on the edge of nuclear conflict involving four major players: the United States, the Soviet Union, the People's Republic of China, and the Republic of China, that is Taiwan. This critical episode, known as the Second Taiwan State Crisis, not only strained Sino-Soviet relationships but also reshaped the landscapes of the Cold War. Revisiting this moment in the history sheds light on the vital aspect of deterrence that seems to be overlooked in today's discussions. The crisis ignited on August 23, 1958, when China launched an artillery barrage on the offshore islands of Qumai, or Jinmen in Mandarin. At that time, President Eisenhower was unwinding with his family, gearing up of a vacation in Newport, Rhode Islands. The Navy even established a special office for him at the Naval War College, housed in Building 10, which is now home to the school's museum. In early September, Eisenhower called upon John Foster Dulles, the Secretary of State, to fly up from Washington for an urgent meeting at the U.S. Naval Base in Newport. According to the records from the White House, Dulles arrived and met with the president on September 4, where they discussed the escalating situation at Qumai and Formosa, Taiwan, from 10:29 a.m. to 12:10 p.m. The meeting also included key figures like Joseph Green, Special Assistant to the Secretary of State, Brigadier General Andrew G. Goodpaster, Military Advisor to the President James Haggerty, the White House Press Secretary, and Captain E.P. Orr, Eisenhower's naval aide. Later that same day, Dulles made a significant announcement known as Newport Statement, which outlined 8 critical points regarding America's stance against Chinese aggression in the Taiwan Strait. Central to this statement was the affirmation that the US was bound by treaty to defend Taiwan, both the main island and the Pescadores Pangu Islands, against any armed attack. Furthermore, the Formosa Resolution of 1955 bestowed additional powers upon the President to safeguard related positions, including Qumai and Matsu. As we reflect on this pivotal moment, it serves as a reminder of the complexities of the international relations and the importance of maintaining a robust deterrent strategy. The past holds valuable lessons that can inform our present and future approaches to peace and security in the region.